Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Ladies Listen Up, What Men Really Think. So we have our official co-host, Sherrod, here. How are you, Sherrod?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic this afternoon, actually.
Right, right.
So before we get started, make sure, as always, that you like, share, and subscribe. We have an amazing topic here today. I think it's going to really get us to really thinking and being honest about some things here. So our topic for today is, how do men feel about makeup? Or women in makeup. We have a couple subtopics here. One of the things that I did want to throw in here was, and I've heard both sides of this issue, to preserve the fantasy or to be all natural. Hmm. Which one you want to hit first, Sherrod? Which one do you want to tackle first?
All natural or makeup? Is
Preserving
that?
the fantasy or all natural?
I prefer all natural on everyday looks. Um, I think you know what? Yeah, I prefer, but I know a lot of guys like a woman. They say that's polished, and you know, when I'm shooting someone, photography wise, yeah, makeup please. If you want to get rid of imperfections, but I prefer natural. You know, I've got a horror story I told you earlier about makeup.
I wonder if you would feel the same way had you not been traumatized. But
Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, she ruined a great white shirt, brand new,
okay.
Georgetown lawyer. 12th grade, 1989. I could tell you exactly when it happened.
It's amazing the things that affect us. You said 12.
Oh man,
Yeah, 12th grade. I can understand that. So
ninth
tell us
grade.
that what happened.
Ninth grade, 1989, year of my graduation. We're all standing outside. Everybody's hugging, and she hugged me, and her foundation was left on my pearly white Georgetown Hoya starter shirt. Man, I just looked at it like, oh, ruined the day. Couldn't do nothing else, man. I had to go. I had to go. I had to get another shirt.
Oh wow.
messed, messed the whole outfit up. You know what I mean?
Well, see, being a makeup wearer, true to the makeup wearer club, I have to say there is an art. And so, ladies, this is a mini lesson in between here. There is an art to wearing makeup. You have to be very considerate of those that you hug. Now this is the thing. I'm very conscientious about coming in for a hug and what type of hug, and I'm very conscientious about. But you know what's funny? Sometimes people will pull you into a hug, and you're trying to help them. You're trying to pull away, but they're pulling you closer. And I think I've gotten a couple shirts, messed up, but it wasn't due to my fault. It was because they pulled me in too close, and I couldn't get away fast enough, and I didn't want it to seem like it was a struggle, like I didn't want to hug them. So but yeah, but getting back to that point, yeah, that can be a little traumatized in ninth grade, especially how young men are about their attire and how they look. And I know if she wore some makeup, yeah, it probably
Oh,
was ruined for you.
that joint was thick.
Right.
Foundation was thick. So yeah, but yeah, I do. I mean, as far as the makeup goes, I think for me, makeup is something I don't mind you wearing it if it's highlighting. But some women go overboard. Like now, I'm watching women doing the little white highlight on their nose, like it's a light shining, and then in the corner of their eyes, they got this different color thing, and I'm like, oh, yo, what's going on here? I mean, what happened to the natural woman? I mean, and
Yeah.
a couple of my homies even said, oh, they said, man, women are starting to look like transgender now. We don't even know what's going
Oh
on
no.
because yeah,
See.
because they got the contouring on the cheekbones. Like some women have cheekbones, so they don't have to do the contouring or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
they're doing it anyway, and that's giving them this extra strong look. Like, yo, let me
Mm.
check that Adam's apple right there. Yeah.
It's wow. It actually is something though. I mean, I guess again, like you said, it's a preference, but there are so many pressures on women in today's culture, today's society, and I think everybody is just trying to find their way, and we want to listen to, and that's why this segment is called "Ladies Listen Up," what men really think. I hear it on both sides, though, Sherrod. I hear men that say they want to preserve the fantasy. When I grew up, my auntie and my mother, well, not so much my mother, she was, makeup and and everything, but more like my aunt would say, like her husband never saw her without makeup. Like she wake up before him. I think there was a movie called Nappily Ever After with Sanaa Lathan in it.
I saw
And
that. Yep.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
a reality. That's true. But I think it goes back to
Wow.
that conversation again about having that open conversation up front with each other and getting to know one another. Okay,
Getting up
because
every day before somebody just to put makeup on.
but it's the makeup and it's the hair, and I mean, I kind of fell in that club.
Wow. You know
I
what?
kind of fell in there
Wow.
too.
That's that's amazing. I mean, I saw the movie. I just didn't actually think
Yeah.
women.
Yeah, because it's so much pressure put on it, and just hearing what what your mate is asking for, or what your mate want, or what turns them on, and all of that. There's a lot of pressures to that. And some men, they
What did
said
you do?
they want to preserve the fantasy, but then you have some, like you said, that want to see the natural. Now, for me now, I'm not as as starch as I used to be. So just a little, wake up and, I don't want you just to kind of see me just so lashes. I don't know. I guess it's a conditioning.
Okay, now
It's also how your partner makes you feel though, because your
right. Okay.
partner can help you to feel that, like, if it's an honest, truly honest relationship, and you really, your partner can make you feel comfortable with can make you feel comfortable in it, or it can
Yeah.
make you feel very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm up front. I prefer non-makeup, or I just look at all this stuff. Like my daughter, she used to do lashes in the house here, and it's like women be early in the morning. Like, yo, this is early. You getting lashes done this early in the morning? I'm like, wow. And it's like lashes. Now some of them are just, and she did singles, so it's like
Wow.
so she was doing those joints. And then I'm watching some of the women getting a full set, and it's like it make it look like it just like look, like the fur around the hat. Do you remember those coats we used to wear with the fur around it? That's what those things look like, man. It's like all this. It's like I can't even see your eyes no more. Then you got all these lashes, they going all over the place, and then you got the long giraffe joints. Then you got the spiky joints. It's like, oh man,
Ladies, listen up. He's telling us the truth.
and then it's like when you go to the store and the cashier has on you can tell she did this joint herself or something, or a little sister did it something, because it's so much glue, like, and it's like weighing their eye down, and they trying to look at you like that. It's like, yo, that's not uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. I mean, think about the other things though. Heels are uncomfortable unless you get, heels are uncomfortable. But men say make your legs look more contoured, and it make your hips look different. And I mean, really, it makes you more feminine. And so I mean, we're getting feedback from men, Sherrod. So we're getting.
Man, see, for me, heels. I like women in wedges. The wedges to me are like a sexy shoe, because for me, it's like it offers you like the height in the back and some stability. Like you ain't got to balance as much.
Look at you! Look at you being sensible. I love wedges.
I love them too.
I love wedges. I'm telling you, that's wonderful. But
Especially
I mean,
like the open toe ones. Let them be
okay,
open toe. And the heel showing the back.
okay.
I mean, the high
See,
heel regular stiletto joints, those are cool. Man, they're cool. But I like wedges. Wedges are just like the joint. So
let me tell you how bad, and I always throw myself out there because I think just being transparent helps other people. Years and years ago, before I had my car accident, I lived in heels. Like I
Okay.
lived in heels. I was in real estate, so I was suited up every day, heels and everything. So I remember one day I was showing one of my clients a house, and I said, "Man, I'm not gonna walk around this house in my heels. This is a big house. I'm putting on some flats." Man, I put on them flats and tripped because I had trained myself to wear heels. I wore them for years and years and years. I really had to do exercises with my calves in order to come down because the heels now would hurt my back after I had the accident.
Oh wow.
And so it was a whole, I'm telling you, see, men have no clue what women actually go
Man,
through,
it's like,
go through to be appealing and to please you all. You all don't know the
hey,
agony that we go through.
but you know what? If women, I believe if women honestly just paid attention to men, a lot of the stuff y'all go through, we don't care. You know.
Well, come
we,
on, Sherrod. Tell us,
we
where did it come from? Who
hey,
invented those freaking
no, no,
stilettos?
no, 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 no. I mean, there are some men out there that really care. You know, and society and TV tells you, hey, you got to look gorgeous like this every day. Because when I I mistakenly watched an episode of the Kardashians one day. Trust me, it was not something that I just got caught right there because I saw Kim Kardashian wake up perfect, right?
Yeah.
Like in the bed, wake up perfect, like she got makeup on. It's not reality, you know. It's like she got makeup on. Her hair is not even front, you know. She don't even have it wrapped up. She don't have the little, you know, the little silk joint on, and so the hair won't fall out. She, you know, she just plain hair. Wake up and it's like falling into place beautifully, right? And I'm like, man, women should not pay attention to this crap. This is BS. Because if you woke up with a man, your hair is not going to look like that. I promise you.
So if you woke up, what? What'd you say?
If you wake up with a man, your hair is not going to look like that. I promise you.
Hold on, Sherrod. But that's what
Oh
the
man.
break. That's what the bathroom breaks are for.
Hey,
That's what the cosmetic kit in the bathroom is for. That's what the brush is in the bathroom for. Have you ever looked on the lady's vanity or what have you?
hey, look, this is all I can tell you from experience. It's like,
Okay.
you know, yeah, they got stuff in there, but afterwards, they're not getting up to go do no hair. You know, you know, you should not be able to get up and go do your hair or not like that. You should be ready to just have a cigarette or whatever. And
That's
don't
a good
smoke.
point.
Please don't
That's
smoke.
right. No, but it's a great point what you just said. It's a great point that you shouldn't be able to, ladies. If you really heard what he said, you should not be able to. So if you're able to,
Yeah, man, something wasn't right. Somebody wasn't giving 100, you know. Somebody was slow rolling when they should have been picking up the pace. I tell you.
okay. Go back to though.
Okay.
Preserve the fantasy of all natural. And
Okay. You saying preserve the fantasy of being all natural.
no,
Or okay.
or
Now see, my thing is, you know, and my mom used to wear makeup back in the day, you know, the lipstick and stuff like that. And but I was more or less around women that didn't wear it, you know,
yes.
and you know, it's like when you see the natural features of a woman without all of the makeup and stuff, and you see her for who she is, the cheekbones, the thick lips and the nose and everything. I'll even take your bushy eyebrows. You know, a lot of that stuff, you guys, like y'all, like drawn eyebrows, we looking like, why are you doing it?
But wait. You made a good point, though. You made a great point. You grew up around, see, and this is why I talk about what you grow up in your environment when you grow up. Because, like, some men have grew up where women did wear makeup all the time, right? I dated somebody years and years and years ago, and he was one of the ones that said preserve the fantasy. He didn't want to see no makeup at all. Like even no matter what. I mean, and it I mean, because even the makeup that I wear wasn't enough. So he was on the other side of that. Where I mean, he took really great care of himself too. He was dressed to the nine, you know. But what I learned though, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
When you can't just be your natural self. Now, for me, my natural self, I do get up and I put on a little eyeliner or something like that or whatever every day. But it's pressure when the expectation is preserve the fantasy at all times.
Well, wouldn't it be just easier to say to hell with what they think? Because that's what women say anyway nowadays. Who cares what men think? Well, if you don't care what men think, then why would you put on the full face when you should just rock your own joint? Because honestly, and then let me veer off to veer in another direction for a minute. I don't know what these young girls are putting on their face and they make them look like ghosts. Like it's like it doesn't match their skin tone. So they're having this olive looking color or this dead looking color. It's like, yo, what is this? You know, who said that looks good by other than somebody that work in a morgue? You feel me? So
right.
It's like
wow.
It's really look ghastly, like ghostly like. So, and it's like that's a turn off. It's not a turn on. I mean,
this is a new fad though. I'm glad you brought that up. It's a new fad now for, like you said, eyelashes that are way out to here, all of the colors that are like a flag. And, I mean, it doesn't enhance the natural beauty like you said.
It doesn't. And the funny thing is I don't even wear baseball hats because if you try to kiss a woman, the bill's gonna run into her head, right? So no, if she got those huge lashes on,
right,
it's like you trying to duck them boys, to try to get in there. So and like I said, I like to see the woman's eyes, but if she got to do this to see me, it's like now I'm distracted by her neck now because she done linked back.
So. This is supposed to be a comedic topic, but it turned into one because the links that we go through are hilarious, actually. And I mean, okay, so yeah, that's all I can say.
For men like me, yes. That natural look, hey, locks, even women with short hair or whatever. It's, I do have friends or guys I know that actually want you to rock the whole hookup, want the weave and the hair, the straightness and the whole nine. No, I just give it to me raw. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, if you got locks, rock them joints. Hey, every now and again, if you got to get them retwisted because the roots are growing in the joint, hey, go get them boys retwisted and tightened up. Okay, you do that. If you got a short hairstyle or whatever, make sure if you got that short hairstyle, keep it faded up like you supposed to or whatnot. And the natural look, I love it. I love to see a woman's natural appearance, her face, her feet, her features, her lips, the roundness of her face, the whole 9 yards. I don't need makeup. Makeup might enhance it. Like I said, I do photography. So yeah, wear some makeup when you're doing photography because you want to get rid of the blemishes and you want the perfect look. I don't need the perfect look in that way. I just enjoy how you look because if I approached you and you didn't have any makeup on, you don't have to put on makeup for me. I'm good. And we've seen online where dudes have put on makeup and transformed themselves into something else. Let me see what you look like for real. I want to see.
That was the other point, catfishing. And someone, a friend of mine, she actually brought this topic to me. And remember, I told you that you got a fan base over back here, and they're like, "Well, ask him this. Let's bring this up as a subject." So I had to do a little bit of understanding of what catfishing is, because I thought it was being somebody that you weren't. But I guess this does come up in this topic. I think it was a next Friday or something where the lady. She got the man home with her and she started taking off stuff. And by the time she was chasing him and only had one leg or whatever. So
I'm going to get you, sucker.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I'm gonna
everything.
Get you, sucker. Yeah.
Nothing was real. So I think, that's another, but think about this, Sharad, though. When we talk about makeup, people don't just make up with cosmetic makeup. A lot of times when you meet somebody, they're doing a masquerade dance right there. So that's a form of being made up because you're not being who you really are.
That's true. That you brought up something. You gave us like a symbolic use of makeup. You know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that is true. Some people fake it to try to make it, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm gonna come and I joke around with women a lot because I'm like, yo, y'all have to be careful of the men that are chameleons, right? So
Mm.
if you're like you said, we're using different personas to make ourselves up, right? So if you're a Christian, hey, I got some scripture for you. If you're pro-black, queen, sister, mother earth, I got that for you too. If you're Muslim, it's like assalamu alaikum, salaikum assalam. They know, they are well versed in whatever it is they need to know to get to you. And these dudes, hey, for a little while, they'll pull your chair out for you. They'll do all the right things, but then after a while, you will see the true them come out. So that's, I joke around. Since we're talking about makeup in that as a symbolic thing, yeah, men do it a lot too. So be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. I was just looking through my notes because I had a gentleman that was going to come on, and I'm not sure if he's still going to come on or not, but he said the first 90 days, I think he said a masquerade dance, and the next 90 days is hell because the real person come out. And like, it don't have to be that way if we learn how to be our genuine selves. And I guess, I don't know if that's like a six on one hand, half dozen on the other. Yeah, we want to put on our Sunday best, but if you don't let somebody know who you really are, and then whether it's
Right.
30 days, 90 days, or whether it's 2 weeks, then you actually start saying, I really don't like this, or I really don't like that. But why did you do that in the first place? I think you said it best, because they become a chameleon just to get somebody or just to get that person, and then they can't live up to that expectation once they've set the expectation. So why not come out being yourself? And but then, like, I mean, I kind of feel like a hypocrite because being myself, I mean, I'm never coming out without my makeup on. So am I a hypocrite? I mean, that's what I feel like as I'm talking this through with you. I'm like, wait a minute. I
No, but
am
honestly,
myself in personality, but
you're being who you are because that's what
right.
you prefer to do. That's, for me, okay, what would be different for me,
Mm-hmm.
and not being true to who I am. I wear jogging suits a lot. I wear sweats and stuff. When I'm chilling, I wear sweats. I don't want to dress up. I don't want to feel stuffy. Now, if I start putting on, smokers jackets and all these types of blazers and cowboy boots,
Mm-hmm.
I know people that know me be like, dog, what's going on with you, bro? What a hookup, the jimmies and stuff, I like to be comfortable.
Right.
and
Right.
that's how I spend my time, comfortably. So, you're being who you are. Hey, makeup is your thing. If makeup is your thing, then there's a guy out there that prefers makeup over the natural look. Trust me. There's dudes that say, look, I hate locks. Um, okay. you know,
That's yeah, yeah. That's good though. To thyself be true. And
yeah.
I am more comfortable in that arena. But then, I like the laid back times or what have you too. So I guess, like you said though, just finding out that ebb and flow between you and your partner, and
Right.
just kind of, coming to a mutual compromise.
But the most important thing off rip is just looking in the mirror and liking you, whether you wear makeup or whether you go natural. Like you first, because I really, I honestly don't care what anybody say. Yo, Sherrod, my dad looks, he sees my beard, he said, hey, when you cutting that off? Never. you know, Never.
That's a
You
good
know,
point. That's to
it's like,
yourself be true. This is
yeah,
me.
and he army guy, straight laced, and
Mm,
I already put creases in everything I have. So look, I took that from you, dog. But the beard thing is
okay.
staying. I like
See.
it. So just be true to yourself first, and there's always somebody that like you for you because with my daughters, I would let young girls have this thing about them being too skinny, right?
Hmm.
And they're not fully developed like this girl over here, and now you got them out there taking protein, trying to gain weight and stuff like. No, let
Wow.
your body naturally take its course. I'm like, trust me, there's a dude out there that sees that young girl that's getting attention now.
Hmm.
He doesn't prefer thick. He wants some on the thinner side. Like me, my older brother, yeah, he's no longer here, but he preferred thinner women. I prefer thicker women, and it's like, and it's so funny. It's like, it's not that a thin woman to me is not attractive. That's not it. But when I see a thick woman, it's like, wow, that's like walking into your favorite store and all your stuff you want is like, it's right here.
Ladies, listen up. Listen up.
And honestly, you guys complain about yourselves more than we do. You guys point out stuff to us that we don't even care about. Like, my stomach is kind of big. So,
oh, that's so good, Sherrod. That's so good, because we are critical and we are very hard on ourselves, but it's because of what's shown in, well, now thank goodness they're starting to bring out more, like full figure clothing. Because I remember, back when I was in high school and growing up, I've always been on the thicker side. So growing up in high school, they didn't really have, trendy, stylish, clothing for full figure women or thicker women. So now it's becoming more acceptable. They're doing more, commercials and more things, but it's still that whole stigmatism about what the perfect woman looks like. And if we drill that point home, and to your point, is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And being true to yourself and being able to look in the mirror and loving or liking what you see. And if you don't, it's something that you want to change it. And not projecting that onto maybe somebody that you're seeing or somebody that you're in relationship with. Because like you said, you might say, oh, I got weight here, or I feel this, or I feel imperfection here, that, or whatever. And to you, you're like, okay. That's
seriously,
not.
you guys start drawing attention to things that we don't see. We see it, but it's no issue. So let me say that we do see it. It's just not an issue. Like I tell everybody, they say, well, no one's perfect. Yes, we're all perfect. We're the perfect us, right? We're the perfect us based on how we act, think, feel. That's everything we do. There's no mistake about anything we do, because cause and effect, right? So we're perfect. Now, when you look at yourself and say, you know what, hey, I need to work out. Work out because you want to work out. Work out because you want to be healthy. Work out because this is what you decided to do, not what some dude, hearing a young lady at work one time talking about her man wants her to work out more and this and that and the other. But, she says, I do, but he wants me to go harder. No, you don't go harder. It's like, do you? I understand this might be your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, but, because I guess he was a workout buff. I wouldn't expect a woman to work out like I work out. And as a matter of fact, I'll put it to you this way. I don't work out with women I date, because you're not going to work out like I do, and it's going to slow me down. I don't want to talk when I work out. I don't want none of that cute stuff. Keep that stuff there. Now, I'll help you work out on my days I don't work out with you, so that now I can concentrate on what it is you need. You see what I'm saying? So for men that want their woman to work out with them, you can't throw all these weights on for them, this and that and the other. And I digress, but what I'm just trying to say is that love you, be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what a man thinks about you, whether you natural or makeup or whatever. Just be true to yourself first, and then you'll solve like 90% of your issues right there are self-induced.
I like that. And I also like what you just said. It's a very key point. Communication is key. What you just said cleared up so much, if we really dissect and listen to what you just said. You just said that you prefer, or you don't work out with women that you're dating or in relationship with, and because of this. And again, I applaud you for your healthy way or healthy manner of attacking certain subjects and issues, because I think that we all need to hear that as women, because we've been fed so much negativity and so much garbage, so much trash, not only about ourselves, but what men expect, and so that's why this has been born. Ladies, listen up, what men really think.
Right.
There are men on social media or what have you, talking about the perfect woman, the 120 pounds, what makes a woman valuable. I was so hurt the other day. I was listening to one of the relationship gurus, excuse me, and he was talking about value. He was talking about the value or high value woman. Yeah, I know you know who I'm talking about. Not gonna mention his name, but he, I take a lot of points from him. But one thing that he said, and one thing that I was noticing, is that there was a young lady in the comments that was so torn apart by what he was saying. She was just taking it so personal. I wanted to reach out and grab her and snatch her out of the comments, because she was like, I mean, really, literally, her conversation was like suicidal, because she was like, oh, I missed the mark. Oh, it just really tore me apart. And so I think we don't have enough information coming out talking about, truth in the regular today. You know what I'm saying? We're painting this picture of the ideal statuesque woman, and then you got women spending their last money. I know some personally that, tummy tucks, breast enlargements, booty jobs, and and all of this is like,
Miami bodies.
oh my gosh. And it's like, but you don't have food in the refrigerator, you don't have money to put in your Coach, Chanel, or whatever, but you got this, and it's like, come on, let's really think about what's real.
For real, seriously, and this is the majority of guys I know. So don't give me no fake asses, no fake breasts, none of that. Hell, we just barely getting over the weaves, the nails, and stuff like. Don't do the body parts. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
no body parts.
There's somebody out there that like that body just the way it is. And what's funny is I respect the brother, because he's coming out and giving what is true to him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can. Hey, that's true to you.
Absolutely.
But I don't think a woman is devalued because she has children and she might be 185 and this and that and the other. I don't think that, because like we're saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you'll have a brother come through and say, wow, man, she fine in the mug. Oh, she already got kids. Hey, I don't have to have any. She has some, right? Or however, it's just, we can't say who's worthy enough to have a high value man and who's not, just based on, oh, your physical appearance. Okay, you're only, you are a little bit overweight, and who determines what's overweight, right? Because these are all the things that are mentioned are individual preferences that a man may have. Like I said, I look at women, a lot of women that I've dated have been in the 2+ range. And, it's like, wow, and I've even had someone ask me, well, you work out, you don't make them work out? No, man, this is what I do for me.
That's so important.
If they're healthy, if they're not healthy, I'm gonna say, hey, hey, let's do X, Y, and Z. Let's change up some stuff, But hey, I know some skinny women that aren't healthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's because you weigh X amount, and sometimes, and a lot of women walk around 185, over 200, and the way they carry the weight, it's like, are you serious? You that big? It looks good, right? So we can't say, I'm not going to ever get up here and just throw out this blanket statement like, boom, if you weigh under this, you or way over this, you will never get a man. I can't say that, because there are too many brothers out here that, Big Bone, Anthony Hamilton, the song Sister Big Bone. It's like, yo, some of us do like women on the thicker side. Some of us do like a woman's appearance just as she is. And for me, no, I'm not rich. So, maybe these high value dudes or whatever have this standard of living that
so I'm going to go out on a limb here, okay? And I'm going to say that I guess, the audience, well, not the audience, but the folks that I believe are being really categorized in this are men that want the Barbie doll, that really don't want her to be able to think, that don't want her, they just want that eye candy on his arm, and to be able to dictate to her and tell her everything to do. So you really don't want her to be, well, maybe she may be able to think, but you really don't, like you said, her money doesn't matter and all this other stuff. So that's okay. That's the people that you're talking about in that, but we're talking about the 90 something percent of the population
Yeah.
that are, that do want a relationship with somebody that you connect on mind, body, and spirit, not just what the person looks like, but all of these factors, and just a healthy place so that you can actually healthily fulfill your purpose here, like being able to have a good communication, be able to talk, not just you dictate to me and I do it because you paying my bills. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think even on one of the episodes that you and I had, we talked about, the balance, coming together and negotiating what works between the two of you. And that's, having, it was mentioned about the difference between a partner and having a partner versus having a husband. And I'm like, well, shouldn't your husband be your partner, your best friend? You all like really get to know one another, like it just that just makes sense to me. I mean, again, it's just my opinion. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I really respect Monique, her husband, in the
Mhm.
fact that he told her and he married her and loved her for, who she is and the size that she is. However, it's been alleged or said that he wanted her to get in a healthy place. He wanted her to lose some of the weight so that she could get in a healthy place, because, being in naturopathic medicine, carrying all that weight is not it's not a healthy place, because it does tax
Taxes your
your
heart.
organs and everything.
Yeah.
However, you don't have to be 120 pounds. I think shoot, when I lost down to, I mean, I lost quite a bit of weight and I looked sick. So I mean, you have to balance it out with your bone
Yeah.
structure, your body structure, as you're exercising and eating properly and getting your good rest and all this other stuff. That's the balance, being in a healthy place. Being
Right.
120, that's not healthy for everybody.
And it's not like just, like I said, just because you're 120, it doesn't mean you're healthy, doesn't mean all clothes look good on you the whole 9 yards. You know, you're talking about a few percentage of the men out here that prefer that, hey, it can't be over 130 or 120 or this and that. You gotta, and then the men I know, the men I talk to on a regular basis, and myself, I look, a woman can't be a trophy. Women are not possessions. They're people. They think for themselves, right? And they're very very capable of doing so. So once you approach a woman in a manner that she's not a possession but a person, the dynamics of your relationship changes. So you're not looking at her as something that a prop. Like you go buy a nice watch to make your outfit look good or you look good. Your woman, yeah, you want her to, you want to look good together, but you don't want to use her as a prop. She's not a prop. You feel me? So that's first and foremost. Women are people, not possessions. And then I was reading something on Facebook. It was circulating around all over the place. And, I don't know if this is directly on topic, but the young man said, men, if a man is not posting you on social media, he's trying to not hurt the feelings of another woman he's messing around with, because women are like trophies and men like to show that off. And I'm
Okay.
like, no, that's the dumbest crap I've ever heard in life. Because one, when I grew up, it was like your business ain't show business. So what I do
Hmm.
in my private life don't need to be in my public life. And for me, I use Facebook just to clown or connect with, business wise. Well, I spend more time in jail than anything. But you know,
Facebook jail.
yeah. So, my personal life is not on Facebook and I don't need your validation. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's what's
Hmm.
wrong with a lot of relationships. They go to social media for validation. Everything that happened. Oh, I love Bay. We on a vacation. Oh, I hate him. He ain't this, or I hate her. And then your whole life is like playing out on social media. If you keep your joint public, your private life private, and out of the public eye, you might be able to keep a relationship. You see what
That's
I'm
so
saying?
true. Yeah, that's
And
true. Because think
so,
about the celebrities. Go
oh
ahead.
man, yeah, and you're 1,000% correct. They
Mm-hmm.
live, that's what I believe Kanye probably finally broke, was like, oh man, every move y'all make is on TMZ. It's on some gossip site. It's all over the place. He probably wake up and there's a camera in his face.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to live like that.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I would not want to live that way either. So I think about all of the celebrities, and I think about, their, the high percentage of divorce. And, it's like your whole life is being lived out in the public eye
Public
when we
eye.
all are humans, and people forget that. They forget because we in our culture, we put our celebrities on such a high pedestal. And then when they show their humanness, then you think about it, how quickly we support, and then how quickly we come out like vultures and tear people up. And it's like, it's a whole bunch of pitting people against one another, especially pitting women against one another. Sherrod, I'm telling you, that's part of my mission, is to help us. That's why I bring sisters on, and love on them, and pull out the beauty in them, because we are so pitted against one another, and it's so hard. I'll see a woman out, and I'll see, her, something about her is beautiful, and I always charge our women, give her a compliment. You never know what she went through the whole day. You never know what she's going through at home. We don't have to be jealous or envious of one another. We can look at each other and find something beautiful in that sister, and lift her up. We don't have to tear each other down. And I think that goes back to our topic of preserving the fantasy, or all natural. Preserving the fantasy, we look at celebrities, we look at what's beautiful, we look at how some of our most beautiful celebrity women have tore themselves up with plastic cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery. I see, they're looking beautiful. It was one, and it's known, so I'm not saying anything or disclosing anything. Meg Ryan, I thought she was so beautiful.
Okay.
She had a pretty girly look, and I'm only going to her because she even disappeared out of the eye of fame, because they tore her up.
Well, I'm looking at Little Kim. Just take Little Kim, for instance. Every man on the planet thought she was beautiful as is. And I'm gonna
Yep.
leave it right there.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
I'm gonna leave it right there, because what she's done to
Yeah.
herself is like, oh,
Whole different person. Whole different
well,
person. But it goes down to that self-love, or how we don't love ourselves. And you can think, like, we talked about it, about Phyllis Hyman, how
yeah,
she was alone and beautiful. And there's so many people look at you, and they project what they think, or they project their feelings onto you, or their concept or whatever onto you, and they have no clue what you're actually going
right.
through. They just assume this. Oh, and even I want to say, even in dating, I've had men to say that, it's that competition thing, that they're like feeling insecure, or like, well, this one is talking to you, or this one's trying to talk to you, or this one's trying to talk to you, or whatever. I keep my circle very, very tight. And so when a man says that, I'm thinking, okay, that's your insecurities talking, because I'm
Mhm.
not, that's not who I am. I don't go out here and just date everybody, and I'm not all out here and everything, or whatever. But sometimes men will say that. And I
Well,
think that goes back down to, that's insecurities, their
well,
insecurities.
yeah, I'm about to say, and I got a couple points for that one right there. When you're attractive or whatever, I mean, that's what a man should expect. Hey, it's how you respond to what another man says to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not going to get upset. If I'm walking down, you know, and I remember just walking down the street. We were downtown. This is like years ago, and a car full of dudes pulled up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they yelling out, to the young lady I was with or whatever. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pissed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a car full of dudes and stuff like this, and I'm pissed. And she like, here, come on, because you about to say something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't her paying attention to them. I was paying more attention to what they were saying than she was, because she just kept, let's go, let's just keep walking.
Right.
I'm not interested. So, and that's, those points right there. It's like, yo, don't worry about what another man says or what he thinks, or, okay, he thinks your woman fine. Guess what? Guess who she's going home with? Guess whose arm she's on? Guess who she's
Mm-hmm.
paying attention to? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
and that's one thing men should understand. Like, yo, it doesn't matter who likes her, it's who
Mm-hmm.
she likes.
Absolutely. And
And
to, yeah. No, go
no, no,
ahead.
go
It
ahead.
was to that point. Denzel's wife made a huge statement when she was being interviewed on Oprah, and they asked her, how do you handle all the women trying to get at him? And she said exactly what you said. She said, who is he coming home to every night? She take it as a compliment. And it also is how he handles it.
Right.
How does he make her feel? In the couples interviews that I've been doing, I've been learning so much about relationships and about what it, and one of the common threads was basically how your spouse or significant other loves on you. How do they handle the attention? How do they handle, even if, some of them are, in celebrity status and such, but how do they handle that? Being, how do they make you feel? How do they, your partner shows you whether they're trustworthy by, being consistent with their word, how they handle it in front of you, how they respect you. And when you know that, then you can walk in confidence. Now you actually know your partner. Once you get to know your partner, then you see how they react, how they respond, what and how they treat you. Basically, they teach you. You teach each other where you're coming from, and if you're in a healthy place. And that's why I'm very, very very, very cautious about who I surround myself with. And as things are, happening in my life, I know that, there are people around you that they get jealous, or a significant other. And I always wanted to um, sort of have your relationship intact as you start to grow and as you start to, walk in your purpose. But that doesn't always happen that way. And you just have to be really careful and cautious as to who you invite into your circle, because people don't always want the best for you, even your mate.
And the thing is, a lot of times, when I hear women speak on what it is men may not like, or we do this for men, and then I oftentimes wonder, do you actually do it for other women? And what I'm saying is, I've worked with the majority of women for the past almost 10 years, majority women, and just watching the looks that a woman may get. Like, just say this woman walk in, she fine, she's strapped. And if you watch the eyes of other women when she walk in the room, it's almost like these little daggers coming out, like, and the high is so, all the stuff is so fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, it's like, to me, I was listening to this gay guy talk, and he was saying that women are more misogynistic towards one another than men are to women. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any stats on it, so I can't say whether or not it's true, but maybe it's true in his circle or what he knows. But I've just often found that women are harder on each other than men are, because when it comes to men, a man will, if you and I walk up to a man and ask him for some information, he'll give you the information quicker than he'll give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know. Now, I've seen where women don't hire other women because she may look too good. Now, and I've heard it's said that, well, she is too much attention on her. When she
Mm-hmm.
walked in, it was too much attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
You know what though? I've experienced this for myself. I used to, and they always said, whenever you have a hairdresser, go to a male hairdresser if you're a woman, because he's gonna help. He's gonna make your hair look like he would want his woman's hair to look. A woman may have some type of issue with you, and she's not going because she feels like you're her competition. She's not going to give you her 100%.
Oh,
I
wow.
experienced that, many, many years ago, back in my real estate days. I had a lady that was doing my hair, and she was really, really good. But I never thought about this until one day she would turn me away from the mirror when she cut my hair. And I mean, she laid it now. She did. But I looked one day and I seen another lady sitting in front of me, and she was like that. And then I realized that even though we were talking about growing my hair, she was cutting the heck out of my hair. She was working it off. And so I didn't. So I'm like, okay, if I told you that we want to grow my hair, and so my hair is never growing because you back there chopping it off. Again, that women issue, and I've experienced that. I've experienced the same thing, women being nasty in the stores, and I'm, hey, how you doing? I'm just that kind of personality. I do that, and whether they speak or whether they don't speak, I've had them drop my change on the counter. I mean, just do little nasty, little snippy things, and like, this is why I preach that each one of us have our own unique, beautiful fingerprint. And I say, hi, my sister. I call it my queens. I mean it out of the sincerity of my heart. But yes, that does happen. I've also had issue, and I want to do a whole show on this. The stigmatism against light-skinned and dark-skinned African-American women. We need to do a whole show on that, because I'm telling you, I've experienced it.
Can we just expand it to light skin, dark skin in the Black community as a whole? Because there's this dark skinned men do this, light skinned men do that. And, and the funny thing is, my brother and I, he was light skinned and I'm darker than he is. I'm not even considered dark, right?
Right.
But I'm darker than he is. So it's like, we had jokes for one another.
Yes.
So when anything sensitive would come on, I was like, man, see, that's that light skin shit right there. So, and that's what we would, and that's an ongoing joke. Yes. And when in fact, he was not a sensitive dude at all. You know what I'm saying? He was a crazed military dude, right? Okay. But the thing is, the Black community has colorism in it.
Yes, they do. We do.
And you know what? I'm gonna get back to the makeup thing, and it's dealing with colorism. A young lady I knew was dating someone outside the race. Mm-hmm. He told her she was too dark, so she was putting foundation on to lighten herself up. But you could see it like right around here, like that's not your true color, sister. That's not your true color. And that's all about loving you for who you are. There's somebody I'm not going to change me because you don't like me. It's like, hey, Sherrod, I don't like your beard. It ain't going nowhere, so I guess you are. That
was a good point. Real good point.
And then especially when it comes to features of your body. When I work out for me. I work out because it burns off some of the energy, because I'm all over the place. Boom. So I burn off energy that way when I'm working out. I'm thinking, I'm formulating plans on what to do next, where to go next. These are things that help me, right? I'm not working out to look good for a woman. Mm-hmm. I'm working out to look good for me. Mm-hmm. I'm working out. So, hey, I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in a few months. So I want to still be functional. I got grandkids. I want to still be able to hey, let's run around. Hold on, wait a minute, Grandpa, tired. I don't want to be that broken down grandfather that can't get up, do stuff. Even when it comes to my other kids and just loving on them and talking, I want to be healthy as long as I can. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, no, I don't do it for anybody else. And I would tell a woman, whether if you wear makeup, rock your makeup. Rock it, because there are men out there that love makeup. If you natural, sisters, rock your natural joint, be who you are. Don't let anybody tell you, no, you need to straighten your hair. No, do you, be you. And what women should realize too is that you're in a competition with yourself. Men are not looking 9 times out of 10 at the stuff you're looking at. And a high value man is going to like anybody.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
A high value man is going to like anybody he's going to like, and like I said, maybe that's the circle of guys he know. But, the funny thing is, and when he said that, I thought about a basketball player in mind, a bunch of basketball players in mind, and getting these Instagram models pregnant. So, they look good, but they're not what we would call in their class, money wise. They're not high value. They just look good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, next thing you know, these IG models are winding up pregnant. Now it's like, oh, they got the paycheck in the belly. You know what I'm saying? So quit saying what a high value man. I see too many dudes come down through the hood that make money and pick up women that supposedly are just too hood. You know, men like what they like. You
Men
know,
like what they like.
and when we like somebody, we don't care about your financial situation of how many kids you have, because when we get into you, we're gonna take care of all of that.
Did you hear that, ladies? Listen.
So that's it. You know, like I said, I like listening to the brothers podcast. You know, it's interesting to me because he's telling me about another dynamic that, you know, he's probably familiar with. But I'm telling you about the dynamic I know about, and it's like, yo, when I like something, I'm gonna get it. I don't. You're not gonna tell me, oh man, she way too much, or she don't make enough, or this and that and the other. Nah, if we're compatible, if our energy connect, hey man, we can make everything else work.
Sherrod, I thank you for that. I thank you for bringing the real, and hopefully some of the women that are feeling, you know, because you can listen to certain podcasts and certain podcasters, and you can walk away feeling dejected and rejected, and like doom, doom, doom is the end for you. So, you know, it is my hope and my prayer that our information will reach the ears of the women that really just need to hear it. They need to know that there is another side of that, that's not the 90%. You know, it might be what the 2% possibly or what have you, but it's not the 90% in that, you know, like you said, it's not over till it's over. Man, you have to get up and know that you are great. Know that you have, you know, every day I wake up, I look out and I say, wow, another beautiful canvas for me to put the colors on it that I choose. It's not of somebody else's choosing. I can make it bright red. I can make it bright, you know, fire engine red, beautiful orange, sunshiny yellow, or I can choose to buy into other people's thoughts of it and make it doom and gloom. You know, it's really up to me, chocolate or vanilla. It's a different experience either way. Right. So Sherrod, we have come to our conclusion today. I have such a ball with these podcasts with you.
Oh yeah, I love them.
This is wonderful, and we're reaching people, we're getting comments, and you know, we'll do our best to research the information and bring you the best knowledge that we can possibly bring you. And you know, until next time, you all, don't forget. Oh, and by the way, we want to highlight some of the things that Sherrod is working on. He is working on, you know, right now you're highlighting, you're getting ready to bring your podcast back.
Yep, Soul Vision podcast, Soul Vision TV podcast, and that'll be a little bit more let me see, warning, adult humor. Yeah, it's gonna, you know, hey, right now I'm just I'm just wondering, like, how have I not said that many cuss words right now? Yo, every time
we had our curse jar. We was gonna have them $10, y'all, every time. You know, $10. You are doing so wonderful. I thank you.
Man, my mom heard a podcast and she said, "Wow." I'm like, Mom, I got my cussing from you. You know, so. Hey, so I'm doing the podcasting and the photography. I'm going back into that. You know, this coming up. Hopefully you and I be working on some things together with the photography and the videography, as far as the stuff we're going to talk about later.
Absolutely. And, yes, I'm excited about it. I'm so excited to be bringing all the things that we talked about to fruition. Yeah. And we're going to be promoting the things that you're working on, Sherrod, because you do fantastic work. And, you know, again, I am ever so grateful because you were the platform and the person that actually was encouraging me to do the podcast. And back down it was actually in December of 2019. Time is flying. Yep. Where you just pushed me out there and was encouraging me. And I'll never forget that. I appreciate it. And
I had a ball.
I thank you for that. But until next time, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. We'll let you know when Sherrod's podcast is coming out. And, you know, stay fearless, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.
See you later.